It's time to cook with Susan Beck. Today I am going to make for you vegetable pizza. This is just a great appetizer or side dish. Works great for taking to a potluck or to a summer picnic. Everyone enjoys all the fresh vegetables and it's just bright and fun to eat. I'm going to use broccoli today. I've got both red and yellow peppers, a carrot, and some cauliflower. When I'm making this, I always think it looks so much nicer with bright colored vegetables, so I make my pick both on what vegetables do I like to eat raw and which colors would make this really stand out and look nice. We will also be using 2 tubes of crescent rolls, 1 package of the dry powdered ranch dressing mix, a little bit of Miracle Whip or mayonnaise, your preference, sour cream, and cream cheese. My cream cheese has been sitting out for a little bit so that it is softened. My oven is preheating, and you will cook your crescent rolls at the recommended temperature and time length that the manufacturer gives on the tube. So mine are set at 375 degrees and will cook for 9 to 12 minutes. So let's get started with cleaning up our vegetables. I am probably not going to use this much cauliflower, so I'm just going to cut some of that down, and I am going to want to wash both my cauliflower and my broccoli and my peppers. My carrot I will be peeling, so I'm just going to put my things that I am going to wash into this strainer. Again, I probably won't need quite that much broccoli. I'll wash up my peppers and I will peel my carrot. I am going to chop everything nice and small because when you're eating vegetable pizza, it's just nice if the pieces of vegetable aren't real big and falling out of your mouth as you try to eat them, and also because when I take a piece of vegetable pizza, I don't want one that has just a piece of broccoli and a tiny piece of carrot or something. I want a little bit of all the vegetables on my slice of vegetable pizza. So I am going to chop this carrot into some fine pieces and wash up my vegetables and chop those as well. The vegetables are washed, but I noticed that the light is off on my oven, so it's time to get my crescent rolls into the oven and baking, because I do want these to cool before I add the layer of cream cheese and sour cream and that Hidden Valley ranch dressing mix on top of them. I want my crust cool. So I am going to continue rolling out my crescent rolls onto a jelly roll pan. Works nicely, or I'm using this cookie sheet today. And as I put them on here, I have those seams from where they're not quite connected together. So my task right now is going to be to pinch those together. It's just a matter of pinching all these seams together so that it bakes as one, almost like a pizza crust. It's called vegetable pizza, so I guess this is a form of a crust. And these crescent rolls are just so light and flaky that I like to make my own bread and things, but this is a recipe where I just always use the simple purchased crescent rolls. So those will just puff up a little bit, but we really don't have to worry about the fact that they're reaching the edge of my pan because they don't really spread out any farther. All right, so into the oven goes my now almost gap-free crescent roll pizza crust. I have all of my vegetables chopped except for these little peppers. Now a big bell pepper would work just fine, but one reason for buying these is you can get some bright colors. They come in yellow, red, and orange in these bags, and you don't have to cut into 3 different peppers to get all those different colors. These are also just great for snacking. I used to buy these a lot when my kids were little because when vegetables are ready to go, they just eat them more quickly. If you have the celery and the carrots already washed and cut, well, these, all you need to do is give them a little rinse under the faucet and they are set. Oh, I think I need to get my pizza crust out of the oven. It looks like it could use a couple more minutes. I always put it in for the least amount of time listed on the crescent roll package and then check, because you can always cook it longer, but it's really hard to uncook it if it gets a little too brown. All right, so all I really have to do with these is chop the tops off, and there is a little bit of seeding in there that we will clean out as we cut these. So I'm just gonna give it a little sideways cut and just remove the very, very top. It's all that has any seeds, not nearly the amount of seeds and ribbing that you get from a large bell pepper. I can almost just stick my finger in there and just pull that out right now. All right, so I'm going to slice these up into small pieces as well and add this to my rainbow of vegetable colors here. I'm finished chopping the vegetables. Look at the tiny pieces that I have created. Again, it makes for easier eating. And here are my crescent rolls. Yes, there's still some seams to them that you can kind of see, but they will work just fine like this. And I've cooked them till they're at this nice golden brown color. It's time to make the frosting for it, except it's not going to be made with sweet things. It'll be made with savory items. We'll set the vegetables off to the side while we work on that topping. We need something for those vegetables to stick to. So we're going to start with a brick of cream cheese. A brick of cream cheese is 8 ounces, and I have had this on the counter softening before I even started getting everything else out and ready and my oven preheated, because it mixes so much better when it is softened. Next, we're going to put in 1 cup of sour cream. You could use the light sour cream if you prefer. And I'm going to use this handy dandy measuring cup. I just love this adjustable measuring cup with these sticky kinds of things like mayo or Miracle Whip and sour cream, because you can just pop them out. And I've talked about these in many of my videos before. For the Miracle Whip, I am going to be using a half a cup, so a little bit less than the sour cream, but the mayo and the Miracle Whip just give it a nice little tang, so I do like having that in there where the sour cream is a little more blah. All right, so just level that off, push it out, a little swipe across with my spatula, and you know, it's just so much easier to get it off than if it's in some metal measuring cup and you're scraping the sides forever. All right, and the final ingredient is that ranch dressing mix, the powdered one. So that just gives it the seasonings, and we don't have to hit the spice cupboard today. I'm going to switch to a metal spoon here and stir that up, kind of pressing it into my cream cheese. If you find your cream cheese isn't soft enough to get everything to mix well, then just simply leave it sit for a little bit longer. You could also, as long as you take it out of the foil wrapper, heat your cream cheese for 20 seconds in the microwave if you forget to set it out ahead of time. Now I'm going to wait a few more minutes before I put this topping onto my crescent rolls, because I don't want this to be melting and oozing off the sides of my vegetable pizza crust. So we will just hold on for, probably at least another 10 minutes. I want that to sit out. It's probably been out for close to 5 now, and I really want to be sure it's completely cooled before this is added. All right, the crust is cool, so it is time to add our frosting layer, our savory frosting. It's even really pretty with the little flecks of seasoning that come with that ranch dressing packet. And we're just going to spread this around so that all parts of the crust are covered, making sure we get it out to the edges, because, I think this is my favorite part of it. I did pick vegetables that I love, but all this filling is really the tasty part. All right, once we get this completely on, let's get a little more out of my bowl here. We are ready to add the vegetables. I just want to be sure a little bit of every kind of vegetable ends up on every bite. So I'm just going to sprinkle carrots everywhere, followed by my broccoli everywhere, looking to see that I have orange and green everywhere on my vegetable pizza. After the broccoli, I'm ready for my cauliflower. Cauliflower doesn't show up so nicely, but I do like cauliflower, so I picked it today. And then those red, orange, and yellow peppers. Oh, doesn't that just look totally gorgeous? You could call your vegetable pizza done at this point, but a little shred of cheddar cheese over the top is also just a nice little extra flavor and another brightness of color. That's completely optional as well. Again, you could reduce your calories a bit by using the third fat cream cheese, the low fat sour cream, and skipping the cheese and sticking more with the vegetables. All right, easiest way to cut this is just like you would with a pizza. Take your pizza cutter and just cut right through it, making some nice squares. I'm cooking some soup behind me that we're going to eat this vegetable pizza with tonight. I'm trying a chicken cordon bleu soup, a new recipe I recently found, so we'll see what we think of that, and maybe I'll make that for you sometime as well. All right, let's just get a little corner of this to give it a taste. Got that flaky crust. And the nice tang of the topping and those vegetables. Just give it a nice crunch. Got a lot of good textures here, and it's a nice, easy, refreshing side dish or salad or something to take to a potluck. Enjoy. Doesn't that look tasty, bright, and colorful? And there's a little bit of every vegetable on each piece.